Right now, 403 homes and 21 businesses across southern Mississippi sit damaged, destroyed, or unrecognizable. 78 of those homes are gone, not damaged, erased. 26 people were injured. The tornado that did most of the damage was 1 mile wide and stayed on the ground for 69.8 miles without lifting once. 8 tornadoes touched down in 36 hours. Here is how we got here. On the evening of May 6th, a powerful upper-level disturbance moved into the lower Mississippi Valley, dragging warm, moisture-laden air up from the Gulf of Mexico. Surface dew points climbed into the low 70s, and wind shear profiles steepened. By late afternoon, the Storm Prediction Center had placed southwestern Mississippi inside an enhanced risk zone. By evening, supercells were firing along a line stretching from southeastern Louisiana into central Mississippi. The EF3, the mile-wide one, touched down in Wilkinson County, on the Louisiana border, in the dark. National Weather Service survey teams later clocked its winds at over 140 miles per hour. They measured its width at more than 1 mile across at its peak. They tracked its path at 69.8 miles. Continuous, ground-locked, unbroken. It did not stop tearing across the state until it reached Lawrence County, nearly 70 miles to the east. It cut through 4 counties in a single track. An EF2 hit Lamar County. 4 EF1s and 2 EF0s spun up across the rest of the state in the same outbreak. 8 tornadoes, 1 night, 1 state, and the assessments are not finished. MEMA stated directly that the damage figures, the 403 homes, the 21 businesses, the 78 destroyed, are all subject to change as further teams reach areas that have not yet been walked. That is not a tornado outbreak. That is a long track wedge with a supporting cast. In modern record keeping, ground tracks over 50 miles are uncommon in a single tornado. Tracks over 60 miles are rare. A 69.8-mile path that crosses 4 county lines without dissipating is the kind of event survey teams remember for a decade. And it happened at night. Nighttime tornadoes in the Deep South kill more people per capita than any other tornado scenario in the United States. The reasons are structural. People are asleep. Mobile homes, which Mississippi has more of per square mile than almost any other state, offer almost no protection against an EF3. Visibility is gone. Phone alerts get silenced. The warning system exists. The human one breaks down after midnight. Now zoom out. What makes this outbreak different from a single bad storm is the breadth of damage now cataloged. 403 homes were hit. 21 businesses were hit. 78 homes were destroyed outright, meaning there is no structure left to repair. The slab is bare, the foundation is broken, or the home was lifted off it entirely. 77 more suffered major damage, which in tornado survey language means the structure is standing but uninhabitable. Roof gone, walls compromised. That is 155 families who, as of this morning, do not have a home to return to. They are displaced. 26 people are recovering from injuries serious enough to be reported to the state. The Mississippi State Department of Health has opened free TDAP vaccinations and free replacement vital records for anyone affected by the outbreak. That detail, almost buried in the agency update, is what tells you the scale on the ground. TDAP vaccinations are given after tornado events because survivors walk through debris fields full of nails, broken glass, splintered wood, and contaminated water. When a state health department issues blanket-free vaccinations, it is not a precaution, it is a response. And here is what is not making the national headlines. The reason this outbreak did not produce a death toll is not because the tornadoes were weak. The EF3 alone, by track length and width, had every characteristic of a fatal event. The reason is timing, sirens, and luck in roughly that order. The line between 0 fatalities and double-digit fatalities in a tornado of this magnitude is measured in seconds. The sentence that should make every emergency manager in the Southeast put down their coffee is this: 8 tornadoes in 36 hours. 4 counties were traversed by a single-mile-wide wedge. 403 structures were damaged. 0 deaths. That outcome is not normal. That outcome is the warning system, the sirens, the no-way radios, the local news cut-ins, and the neighbors banging on doors, all working in concert at the exact moment they were needed. Pull one of those elements out, and the obituary list looks different on Wednesday morning. Here is what that means in human terms. Somewhere in Wilkinson County right now, a family is standing on a concrete slab where their house used to be. They have a cardboard box of items the volunteer crew pulled out of the debris field. A photo album, a serving bowl, a child's shoe. They have nowhere to sleep tonight that is theirs. In Lawrence County, on the eastern end of the track, the cleanup crews are still working through downed trees the size of grain silos. Power has not been fully restored. Some roads remain impassable. In Lamar County, where the EF2 touched down, the damage is concentrated in pockets. One block intact, the next block stripped to the foundations. This is what a tornado outbreak looks like a week later. Not in the immediate aftermath when the cameras are there. A week later, when the news has moved on and the people who live there are still pulling insulation out of the trees. And here is the part that is not in any of the press releases. The 2026 tornado season is now running ahead of the modern record pace. Mississippi sits inside what climatologists have begun calling the new heart of Tornado Alley, a geographic shift eastward out of the plains and into the deep south that has been documented in peer-reviewed work for over a decade. The states that now lead the country in tornado fatalities are not Kansas, Oklahoma, or Nebraska. They are Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee. This outbreak fits that pattern exactly. Long track, nocturnal, wedge-class tornadoes in the deep south. 8 events in a short window, hundreds of structures hit. The fact that no one died is the exception. The fact that it happened at all is the rule. And the calendar is not done. The same ingredients that produced the May 6th and 7th outbreak, warm surface air, strong wind shear, and an active upper-level pattern, can reload by November. Mississippi has a documented secondary tornado peak in late autumn. If this is what May produced, with 1 mile wide EF3, 8 confirmed touchdowns, 403 damaged structures, and 26 injuries across a single state, what does the rest of the season look like? Nobody knows. And that is the problem. The MEMA teams are still in the field. The damage count is still climbing. The 78 destroyed homes will rise. The 21 damaged businesses will rise. The list of families displaced has not stopped growing because the survey crews have not stopped walking. And right now, across southern Mississippi, the chainsaws are still running. The tarps are still going up on roofs that have not yet been torn off and rebuilt. The free vaccination clinics are still open. The Vital Records Office is still printing replacement birth certificates for people who watch their filing cabinets disappear into a wall of wind. The storm itself is gone. The recovery has not started. 8 tornadoes, 403 structures, 26 people injured. 1 wedge tornado crossed 4 counties in the dark. The sky over Mississippi is quiet today, but the season is not.